This tutorial begins from the beginning, and so we are going to be taking a look at downloads. So you will have to jump to the point in the video where you left off, or we left off together as a class. So I need to download 3 images, so I'm going to start with this one here. Whenever downloading, we need to open a new window, download, there it goes, okay. Open a new window. Download. There's that one. And the other one we need is located in the actual advertising posters. There it is, the NBA poster template. Open a new window. Download. This one needs a little extra step, download anyway. There it goes. Okay, as soon as it's done downloading, we'll be ready to rock. Alright, so we're going to close Google Chrome for the time being. Let's go to Open, my Downloads folder. And the main document I'm going to be putting everything into is my NBA poster template, which is right there. Then I'm going to open my background image. And I'm going to open my product shot. There's my product shot. All right. So I need to get these all into this image. So I'm just going to work with the selection tool here. I'm going to say Command A to select all, Command C to copy, Command W to close the window. I should be back here, Command V to paste. Good, that one's ready to go. This one, I need Command A to select all, Command C to copy, Command W, close the window, Command V to paste. Alright, so these are all ready to go in this document, but you notice the document's too tall, so we're going to change the image dimensions by going to canvas size. I'm worried about inches, so it should be 24 by 18 instead of 18 by 24. So I'm just simply going to swap these, so that'll be 24 inches wide by 18 inches tall. And I'm going to preserve the bottom of it, where the logo is, as my template. And then I'm going to hit OK. I'm going to hit proceed, because it needs to crop it. And now I'm ready to start moving things around. Please make sure whenever your selection tool is selected, or your move tool is selected, that the auto select is turned off, number one. I do not want auto select turned on. And then we want to make sure show transform controls is turned on. So we're going to move this stadium background so that the pink lines crisscross in the center, so it's centered. Then I'm going to take the corner, I'm going to drag it down, but while I'm dragging it down, I'm going to hold down the Option key. So Option, drag, centers the resize, and I'm going to get it so about there. So I don't have any white showing on the top or bottom, but I'm maximizing the fit of the stadium in this window. All right. There's that one. So the stadium image should be the bottom most layer, or well, it should be behind the athletes. I'm going to worry about the Highlander Hub logo later. So I want it behind the athletes. And then I want the athletes to be kind of right on top. Alright, so first thing I need to do is extract the athletes. Now I can't extract them when I don't see them, so I need to resize that. So I'm just going to shrink them down so they fit completely within the window, so I don't accidentally forget to not cut off their feet or their heads. Before I try to extract them from the background, because his hair and his pants are really close in value and color to the background, I'm going to add an adjustment layer here called Curves. I'm going to grab the center of this and pull it to the right. That's going to brighten everything so I can actually see where the edges of everything are. It was hard to see the difference between his pants and the background there. Alright, so with that, a temporary adjustment layer there, I'm going to go ahead and click on the athletes, and I'm going to start by selecting him first. It's the object selection tool, selected him. I'm going to hold down the shift key, select her, and now I'm going to go to selected mask because we never trust Photoshop to make an accurate selection overall. We're going to do that ourselves. Alright, so I'm going to zoom in here by pressing Command equals or Command plus, and I'm going to take a look at what Photoshop actually selected. So we notice it missed his collar, it missed a bunch of his hair, maybe even a little bit of his ear, so that's all messed up in there. So I'm going to start by using the brush tool for this. So the brush tool gives me a nice big brush. I'm going to add to my selection because I want to paint the parts that are missing in there. And I'm going to choose an appropriate brush size. I'm going to use the left square bracket to shrink my brush down. There we go. And now when I paint, I can see, okay, did a pretty poor job of selecting the edge of his beard, the jacket, his hair here. I'm going to paint that out. Now I'm okay with the fact that I'm not being super accurate right now because I'm going to fix this later with the Refine Edge brush tool because his hair is pretty hard to select. Alright, that's fine. Looks like the jacket up top is fine. That needs to be fixed. I'll catch that later with the lasso tool. That looks good. Make sure that part of her is fine. This part of her should be included. Alright, still kind of working my way around here. The back of her pants looks a little funky. So that makes her butt look weird. So I need to fix that. Alright, that looks a little more accurate. Down there looks good. It cuts off a little bit of her pants there. And okay, his pant leg looks a little bit funky there. I might try to trim a little bit of that off just to make it look better. Whoops. Okay, so now I'm actually subtracting from the selection, so I'm going to switch to minus. I'm going to paint the red in here to trim his shoes. Perfect. I'm painting with a trackpad, which is a little bit challenging, but it'll work. I need to make my brush size a little bit smaller. Okay, that looks better. Okay, good enough. Let's get this side. Some of that's going to be hidden in shadow anyway, so I just need to be aware of what I'm doing here. Alright, that part of the pant leg looks fine. Pants, shirt, shoulders. Okay, so I'm back up here, and I'm going to use my lasso tool this time to try and, I need to subtract that from the selection, so I'm going to go to subtract, select, draw an area here to bring that back. That looks good. Finish that guy out. Nice. Okay, and this particular edge of his jacket I can draw a line to as well. His neck, good. That looks great. Okay, she's actually pretty well separated. I may need to get a little bit of her jacket here so that looks normal. Looks a little better. Subtract this little guy right there. Alright, perfect. Okay, look at her side. Her hair actually looks pretty good. Her arm, except that right there, that needs to be included. Oh, that looks great. Her shoes look great. Alright, so the last little bit is his hair. So we're going to go to the Refine Edge Brush tool now. Increase my brush size. I'm going to start painting along the edge of his hair so that that looks a little bit more like actual hair and not a hard-edged, weird-looking selection. Great. Along his beard here. Great. Along his hair there. And we no longer have helmet head, we have nice hair. Let's get that a little bit better. That looks great. Okay. So they are fully selected. I'm going to hit OK. Remember that this selection is not final until you apply a layer mask to that layer. So this is my athlete layer. I need to apply a layer mask, which is right here. Click on that. There's the layer mask, and they have now successfully been extracted from their background. And they look great. Okay. So I'm going to rename some of my layers here. I no longer need this adjustment layer, so I'm going to drag that one to the trash. This is my athlete layer. This is my stadium layer. And that's going to help me keep track of each layer. Alright, we're in good shape. We're rocking. So the next step, we need to match the perspectives. We're going to find the horizon line in each of these photos. I'm going to go ahead and start with the stadium here. I'm going to grab the line tool, which is right here underneath the shape tool. So there's the black arrow, here's the hand. I'm clicking and holding on whatever's here. I'm grabbing the line tool. The fill should be none. The stroke should be red. And the thickness of the line, I'm going to make about 10 pixels, right about there. Perfect. Okay, so remember we use the leading lines in the photograph to help us find the horizon lines. So these lines from the roof, where they crisscross and intersect, that's going to create our horizon line. Okay, so I've got a leading line there. Got a leading line here. Boom, and they intersect right at the back of the goal right there. So that is actually the horizon line for the stadium. So I'm going to go ahead and draw a line that goes from one side to the other while holding down the shift key so it's perfectly straight. There it is. Okay, let's use the move tool here to make some micro adjustments to it. Bump it down until it intersects perfectly right there. Alright, so that's the horizon line for the stadium. I'm going to get rid of these leading lines here. Okay, so there's the horizon line for the stadium. Now I'm going to click on the athletes, I need to know where their horizon line is. So the camera level is where our eye level is, which is where the horizon line is. So if I take a good guess of where I think the camera level is, it's about at their elbows, right here. So there's the horizon line for the athletes. Notice it's way off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select both of these layers, the horizon line for the athletes, which is line 4 here, and the athlete layer by holding down the command key and then clicking on the athlete layer to get both of them selected. I can tell they're both selected because they're both light gray. Anything that's not selected is dark gray. Anything that's selected is light gray. So I need to move them and I need to shrink them because they seem to be too big for this space. Now I can't move them fully off the screen because I do want their feet in the shot so they're actually standing on the field. I want their heads just above this, and I want these lights right here pouring over their shoulders. So this is about the best I can do. I'm still about, I don't know, an inch or two away from the horizon line, but it's the best I can do based on the size that I want these guys and their location on the field. I don't want their feet coming off the page. So I'm going to shrink them just a little bit more. And they're going to stand right about there. Okay, we've got the two little lights showing over their shoulders, and we've got their feet above there. Alright, so we are done with the horizon lines. Let's go ahead and get rid of those. I'm going to click on line 3. What is this? Line 3. And drag that to the trash. Line 4. I'm going to go ahead and drag that to the trash. Now, if I had other images I was compositing in here, I would still need those horizon lines, but for our purposes right now, we're fine. Alright. Our next step is to try and match the lighting between them and the background. I'm going to put that into another video.